In the American Southwest, the high desert climate is either stifling hot or bitter cold, which limits the growing season to just 4 months, making Chaco Canyon one of the least inspiring places to find an advanced Anasazi culture. However, that's exactly what took place when Spanish explorers discovered their ruins. Located in the San Juan Basin of northwestern New Mexico, Chaco Canyon is barren. Life clings to a limited amount of resources, and its smoldering haze obscures the fine line between life and death. The landscape is dotted with sagebrush and cacti. Hues of green splash just a bit of color throughout the otherwise bland terrain. The climate is so arid that only small vegetation grows, and the slightest breeze can quickly turn into a cataclysmic dust storm. The nearest sizable trees are more than 30 miles away by climbing up rocky slopes over sheer cliffs while under a blistering sun. Regardless of environmental shortcomings, Chaco Canyon is alive. Antelope and mule deer gather in bountiful herds, various rodents scurry the canyon floor, and a wide range of indigenous birds fly against an endless turquoise sky. A harmonious existence between the environment and ancient settlers became necessary for hopes of placing a foothold in the merciless Chaco Canyon. Anasazi engineers developed a core and veneer style wall with a rubble core made of crushed stone mixed into a thick, heavy mortar, giving the support needed to hold its weight in stone. The core was then capped by two finishing veneers, giving rise to the load-bearing wall, the Chaco Wall. This new technology, combined with over 100,000 ponderosa pine trees drug in from the Chusca Mountains, allowed the Anasazi engineers to build multi-story dwellings called great houses, even enhancing religious celebrations with the addition of the Great Kiva, and thus forever becoming known as the people of Chaco Canyon. Chaco Great House construction started in the mid-800s AD with the erection of Pueblo Bonito, a name given to the dwelling by early Spanish explorers meaning beautiful town, and is a central structure of what makes up downtown Chaco. The corner window was a Chaco engineering marvel, allowing the observation of the sky from the safety of house walls. The great kivas and the numerous small kivas were round subterranean structures built in the central plaza of most great houses, and were the special place for ritual celebrations. Thousands could have attended at one time, even outsiders were encouraged to experience the ceremony. Over the course of a few hundred years, the Chacoan people turned into master masons without a written language, or perhaps more importantly, the wheel. When completed in the early 1100s AD, Pueblo Bonito stood 4 stories tall, consisted of over 700 individual rooms, 3 great kivas, and 32 small kivas. The dwelling is so massive that it stood as the largest structure in North America for many centuries. Puebla Del Arroyo, another downtown Chaco great house, translates to Town of Arroyo in Spanish, broke ground within a few hundred yards of Pueblo Bonito. Construction began in the mid-11th century, roughly 1060 AD, and then remodeled somewhere during the early part of the 12th century. Pueblo del Arroyo rose 4 stories tall with close to 300 rooms, making Del Arroyo the 4th largest of the known Chaco great houses. Some rooms were so small and dark that sunlight could not penetrate the interior. A major difference between Puebla Del Arroyo and other downtown Chaco great houses is the absence of a great kiva. However, there are several small kivas and even a tri-wall section was added later. Petroglyph, the Rain Pueblo, as named by the Navajo, was erected in less than a half a mile from Pueblo Benito and is another central structure of downtown Chaco. Initial construction started in the early part of the 11th century with a floor plan of over 250,000 square feet. Tetraquetle featured 400 rooms, 2 great kivas, and 1 tower kiva. Downtown Chaco became a mecca for religious ceremonies, spreading Chaco influence throughout the region. So-called outlier communities sprouted up all over the Four Corners area, dotting up the landscape with their beautiful masonry. Some outlier communities were miles away, spread across other parts of the Southwest, in areas such as Arizona, Colorado, and southern Utah. In the case of the outlier Weehee, its construction took place only a few miles from downtown. Weehee's initial construction took place in the early 12th century, built containing 190 rooms and standing 3 stories tall. However, the house lacks a great kiva. Construction of the room blocks were built in a C-shape to create an open central plaza, plus new up-to-date veneers, and the rooms seemed to be larger in size. However, despite having incorporated all the modern Chaco building and design techniques, there is very little evidence that Weehee was ever occupied. The discovery of the Sun Dagger petroglyph on Fajada Butte, a well-known Chaco landmark, changed the current understanding of what the Chaco people knew of astronomical events. The Sun Dagger, as discovered by Anna Sofer, a volunteer rock art recorder, found that the Sun Dagger acted as a calendar of sorts, marking not only the travels of the sun and moon, but perhaps the start of the growing season as well. The Sun Dagger is made by the sun casting a dagger of light through 3 slabs of vertically stacked rocks. The light pierces the center of the swirled petroglyph, marking the summer solstice. Twin sun daggers pass on the outskirts of the petroglyph during the winter solstice, and during the equinoxes, skipping just off the center. The purpose for the sun dagger is not yet totally understood and remains one of the key mysteries of the Chaco culture. The prosperity and influence brought forth by Chaco culture turned out to be short-lived. The end came swiftly to the Chacoan people, leading to the abandonment of downtown Chaco by 1150 AD and the outliers by the end of the century. What caused such a mass exodus? Why leave behind what took centuries to build? What is the Sun Dagger telling us? Those are just a few of the thousands of questions yet to be answered. That's why we continue searching for the Chaco culture. That boy, Dookie. Good dog.